Hi there. Today I'm going to show you how to set up your Amazon S3 storage and then how to connect that to the PixelStrings platform. The first time you log into your PixelStrings account, you're going to see a screen like this. So the first thing that you're going to have to do is set up your Amazon S3 storage. I'm going to head over to the AWS Management Console. And there are two things that need to be done within AWS to connect it to PixelStrings. The first thing is to set up an S3 bucket, and the second thing is to set up the appropriate roles. So first I will click the S3 button here, and if you do not see this S3 link right here, you can actually just search for it. And you can see here that you don't have any buckets set up yet because this is a brand new account. So now I'm going to set up a bucket. Think of a bucket as a general purpose folder in a sort of larger scale. So now I'm going to enter a bucket name, so I'll just call this PixelStrings input bucket. And I'm going to leave this at the US West Oregon region. Make sure to check the PixelStrings documentation so that you set up your bucket in the correct region. We do not support all zones, so you'll just want to double check that you're setting up a bucket in a zone that we support. And then I'll click create. And I'll go to the bucket that I created. And here you can see that there's an upload button, so I will click upload. And I will upload this sample file. It's an MOV. And click upload. Now I will let the upload complete. Okay, and now our file is uploaded. So the next thing that I'm going to do is set up the appropriate IAM roles so that PixelStrings can actually utilize this bucket. So I'm going to go to services, and then in the little box here, I'll just type in IAM. So let me quickly go over what these IAM roles are. It's likely that you're signed into your master AWS account. So within that master account, it's best practice to set up a specific user that's going to access PixelStrings. That will allow you to better trace all of the activity of that specific user and how it correlates with the PixelStrings platform. And it allows you to be granular with how you are allowing different users to access different buckets and what permissions that they may or may not have. So I'm going to set up a user specifically for the PixelStrings platform. So I'll click users and I'll click add user. So I will call this PixelStrings access. And under access type, you're going to want to allow programmatic access. This is how you connect the two. From here, I'm going to click attach existing policies directly. And here I will type in S3. And I will do Amazon S3 full access. This is the easiest way to just allow full access of your different buckets that you have set up. On the PixelStrings website, we do have a specific JSON document that will show you the specific privileges that you need for S3 if you are an administrator and you need to create the IAM roles from scratch. But in this case, this will work fine. So now there are two pieces of information that we need. We need the access key ID and we need the secret access key. I recommend that you click this download CSV. That will just give you a record of these two things, but otherwise you can just copy and paste them out of this interface. So that's what I'll be doing today. So for now, I'll just leave this window up and I'll go back over to PixelStrings so I can show you where to put these two items. So in PixelStrings, all the way on the right-hand side, there's a tab called settings. So click that. And if you scroll down, you'll see that there are two storage locations. There's an import location and an export location. The import location is where all of your original assets lie, and export location is going to be where all of your transcoded assets end up. These can be the same location, but for the export bucket, note that you can also add an export folder. So that will allow you to specify a folder within that bucket that all of your transcoded assets will end up. And you can see here there's just a few fields that we need to fill out. So I will put the description as PixelStrings import buckets. All right, these three fields here is what we're going to get from Amazon. So first we're going to add the S3 bucket that we've already created. and we called that PixelStrings input bucket. And I'm actually going to use the same bucket for import and export. Now the S3 access key ID, we're going to go back to the IAM console and copy that out of here. And I'm going to put that same key here. And then the S3 secret access key, that is this starred out key here. So I'm going to click show and then insert it into that field. So now I'm going to paste that from my clipboard into here. And I'm going to use this export folder. I'll just call this exports. All right, great. So from here, I'm going to save my changes. All right, so now when I go over to the assets page, you can now see the file that I uploaded into S3. And so from here, I'm just going to select the file, select one of the built-in workflows that we have, click Finalize Jobs. You can see the final cost for this one job is $1.99, so I will submit that. From here, I'll just fast forward to the end of the job. Okay, you can see the job has finished, so I will go over to S3 to see where the final file landed. So here is my bucket, and I'll just refresh the bucket. And you can see it created that exports folder that I created in PixelStrings, and within that is our final file. Okay, I hope that was helpful to you, and feel free to contact us if you have any more questions.